Well, hey there and hello and welcome to the kitchen of the dollhouse. So what are we cooking up tonight? Well, another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Used Elvis, as we all so often do, for September 13th, the day of passionate care. That's right. Here at the top of the page is a visual representation of the day of passionate care. We have us an image of a watering can and some succulents, or at least a succulent, at least by my keen eye. It is a little small, so it could be some other cabbage-looking plant, but who's to say? And it's not important. What's important is it's September 13th, so if it's your birthday today, well, I just want to say happy birthday. And hey, if this video finds you, I don't know, a little long or shortly after your birthday has come and gone already, well, I hope you had a happy birthday. That's right. That's why we're here, to wish you a happy birthday. For everyone else who's just joining in, perhaps out of curiosity, or more ideally, to celebrate the September 13th birthday, I just want to say hello and welcome. Hope you enjoy yourself. And let's get in with it, all right? But before we get into the birthday read there directly, let's roll some dice, all right? This is the DykASSt birthday cast, so we got to live up to the namesake here, all right? By rolling some dice. But we roll some dice for a more important reason. What is it? Well, for synchronicity's sake, and we rolled us a 3 and a 5 for 8. That's right, a 3 and a 5 for an 8. All right, I know it's not 13, but hey, it doesn't have to be your birthday. It'd be cool though, wouldn't it? In any event, what is synchronicity? Some of you may be wondering. Well, synchronicity is just you getting out into the world and letting the universe show you that it's with you on your path. And how do you do that? Well, you just keep an eye out for your numbers. That's right. When you see them, you chase them down with zeal and vigor, all right? So you might see a sign that says number 8 on it, or maybe 35, something like that. Maybe it's on the back of a bus. Well, if you're driving and you're tailing that bus, just keep following it for a while till you see another sign, or maybe that bus kind of pulls off and you're not able to follow it. Well, that's all right. The universe lets things off sometimes, so you just got to pick it back up. Stay vigilant in your hunt for those numbers. Maybe get out of the car and jump on the bus. That would be a good one, all right? Because maybe you see somebody with a baseball jersey. It's got the 53 on it. Oh, it looks like 35 in the reverse camera there. So you got to get on the bus and you follow that for a while. And maybe when that gentleman gets off, you get off as well. And you find yourself on 3rd Street. And what do you see? Well, maybe there's a store with a 35 in the address. And you go on in, and it turns out to be a succulent shop. How about that? But maybe not the plant. Maybe the sweets, like a confectionery shop there. Sometimes it sets up a theme for you as well. And maybe the person behind the counter is asking how your day is going. He says, it's going just fine. I'm watching the universe put things in my path. And what are you talking about? And you show them this video, tell them it's your birthday, and maybe you make you a friend. Because maybe they close up shop, give you some free succulents, and they join you. And you just made a friend. And hey, you know what? Nothing beats that, especially on your birthday. In any event, that's just my breakdown of synchronicity for you. The results may vary, but hey, get you out there and get your steps in regardless. That's one thing that's going to benefit you, all right? So hey, let's get in with the birthday read direct, all right? Enough about synchronicity. Your month is September, your day is the 13th, and your sign is 19 to 22 degrees Virgo of the Virgo III period specifically. Your quality and element is mutable earth. September 13th, the day of passionate care. Those born on September 13 bring their full powers to bear on the job at hand. Blessed with a remarkable level of concentration and resilient determination, they may face great obstacles to their success, but not for a moment will the outcome be in doubt for them. Indeed, some born on this day seem to believe that they have a magical ability to surmount any difficulty. Yet they are not particularly superstitious or disposed to psychical explanations for what they do. Theirs is a straight head, no-nonsense approach, or straight ahead, rather, no-nonsense approach. And the more exceptional of September 13th people can, however, handle such difficult, complex, and manifold tasks that others marvel at how they are able to accomplish what they do. Often September 13th people strongly support certain ideas and causes, but later realize they have been a bit off track. And because of their sincerity and dedication, however, they gain the respect of others, even those who vehemently oppose them and feel that what they are doing is harmful. At a certain point in their lives, those born on this day may change direction dramatically, at one stroke setting out toward new horizons. And once on this path, however, they will continue on it until the bitter or happy end. No one can dissuade them once they have made up their mind about something. And although for the time being, they may mark time for the sake of diplomacy, not wanting to cause undue upset. And those born on this day can be quite tyrannical and inflexible within their own family or business group. Generally, they will put the interests of their career or work group first, and before anything else. And consequently, their family may suffer a lack of inattention or a lack of attention. They're getting inattention is what it is. It is not that September 13 people are irresponsible. Quite the contrary is true. But as long as they know that family and friends are physically all right, or at least able to function, they will feel free to go their own way. And September 13 people must beware of certain ruthless streak in themselves. This is not to imply they are guilty of hiding ulterior motives, engaging in underhanded behavior, or even being excessively competitive. It is just that they can be swept away by their projects and their vision and their commitment to what they are doing to an extraordinary degree, and with little or no remorse can make a decision to compromise or completely crowd out other involvements. Although September 13 people are highly developed in areas of will and mental concentration, they have intense physical drives which must be satiated as well, or satisfied rather as well, though I think satiated works also. They have a great biological need to share their life with an understanding mate or partner who is capable of completely accepting them, along with all their foibles. They are also capable of serving this other person well, but may be torn between devotion and their own personal needs. And after separation, divorce of a mate, or death of a mate, September 13 people, particularly women, it says in parentheticals, will invariably strike off on their own with great energy, but may also carry on work shared with their original partner. Well, all right. How's that for a birthday breakdown? I had some comments and some notes, so let's dive into those. See what I had to say about your birthday. September 13th, day of passionate care, all right? You're in possession of a high level of concentration and determination, the reading claims. And you also bring all to any job at hand, regardless the obstacles, as if by your own idea of magic. And apparently despite no belief in as much. So self-assured in your abilities and your overall prowess, it sounds like almost an otherworldly confidence. All right, and this kind of energy seems inhuman or supplemented with the likes of testosterone injections, if you were going to ask me. And as hard as it is to maintain and sally the energy to get things done day to day, sometimes, right? Which it leaves me wondering where the shortcomings are, okay? And if they do exist, if they are just as extreme in some other way. But I suppose tyrannical and inflexible and a disconnect with family because a dedication to career is negative enough, right? I suppose I was looking for some kind of, I wanted to be surprised by something. They do that sometimes. They go a completely different way, and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. So that's what I was expecting to see on your birthday read when they mentioned all these high positives, in my opinion. But so like I said, when it's a pretty even keel, that doesn't get mentioned too often, so it's unique in that way. Let's see. But there's also some fairly typical pitfalls, not to drill down on this again, but when they throw in a twist on there and you see like, ooh, some unique negatives. So I don't know, I was just waiting for something notable to get mentioned. Any event, it says that you go after your goals without underhanded behavior or excessive competition despite a ruthless streak. So maybe that's a little negative. Which, while some understandable qualities aren't often mentioned. It's apparent they even exist among successful people. All right. That said, I don't much imagine it's fun or easy to work for you if you have some of these extreme tendencies towards work. But, too work focused and hence demanding, I imagine. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It might even be justified. It is a business, right? I'm just happy in my life that I've done all that. I can put it behind myself, all right? But more power to you if you're up to that. Keeping a strong, successful business. Keep it up if that's what you got to do. But I would say just be mindful of your employees. If be diplomatic, like they said, ease up a little bit. You want to retain those employees, not wash them out. In any event, hey, that's what I'd say about your birthday. Let's dive in with your numbers and your planets. All right, those born on the 13th of the month are ruled by the number 4 and by the planet Uranus, whose influences are erratic and explosive. And since September 13th, people are usually involved in such far-fetched activities. Did they say far-fetched? Either way, either in fantasy or reality, they must learn to keep their Uranian part of themselves under control, using their logical Mercury, which is the ruler of Virgo, instincts. All right, and the planet Uranus is also concerned with change and with unconventional behavior, reinforcing the somewhat extreme behavior of September 13 people. And although the number 13 is considered unlucky by many people, it is rather a powerful number, which does carry the responsibility of using its power wisely or running the risk of self-destruction. All right, what I have to say about your numbers and your planets. All right, let's get into it here. Your numbers. The number 4 and the individualistic planet Uranus for that erratic and explosive energy. They're back to explosive this week. Last week it was argumentative. So they're changing it up on the number 4 here and there. And you have a co-rulership with the speedy planet Mercury. And the number 13 here they mention. They don't often talk too much about the numbers, but the 13 they mentioned as being unlucky in some cultures, but more powerful to you, and for unique influences overall, apparently. As if Uranus wasn't enough to lump in on everything. Let's see, a key here also apparently is learning to keep your Uranian influences in check by way of your mercurial instincts. And interestingly, it isn't something normally mentioned, so perhaps take note of that. I know on my Uranus page, they say I'm able to buck those influences somehow. But with you, they say it might be an issue. So you got to sally your Mercury powers to award them off. That's right. Could be that these traits often described Uranians may just define your personality to a degree not often seen with others. Could be. Emphasis on the might. All right, hey, let's dive in with your tarot. One of the more eclectic of the metaphysical ideologies or New Age philosophies, but hey, it's in the book, it's fun, we don't have to believe in it. So let's see what it has to say. Let's expand our horizons, all right? Okay, your tarot. The most understood card in the tarot is the 13th card of the major arcana, which is death. That's right. Which is rarely to be taken literally, but signifies a letting go of the past in order to grow beyond limitations, metamorphically. Both this card and the number 4 suggests that September 13th people must guard against discouragement, disillusion, pessimism, and melancholy. All right. Hey, what I have to say about your tarot? It was quick, fast, in and out on that. All right, your tarot card. Here we go. The most misunderstood and one of the few cards that seldom arises. All right, so that's interesting too. I think they go by the numbers. There's only one 13th card. All right, so what else we got here? Go beyond, that's a misunderstood card. Seldom arises. Death, for letting go of the past and growing beyond your limitations. You heard all that. Not much said here compared to the other cards, all right? So kind of a letdown in that regard. Sometimes these things impart further establishment of what's been claimed and or add additional facets to put a little bit more context on what's already been said in your breakdown and such. But considering everything else that you're ruled by, throw in the death card on top of it. That adds enough, all right, even without context. But hey, if you just say, I got the death card, that makes it extra metal, doesn't it? That's right. And that's not the worst thing. Yeah, it keeps things fun, fresh, and exciting. And hey, let's dive in with your health. All right. Your health. Those born on September 13th will generally be blessed with high energy, drive, and good health. They tend to simply burn off whatever their minds do not need and their bodies cannot use. Even these people, even these powerful people, it says, I missed that part, can fall ill. All right, and they must particularly beware of stress-related ailments and disease, which have a hereditary as well as self-induced character, such as diabetes and cancer. They would do well to avoid carcinogenic materials of all types and keep their lifestyle as clean and uncomplicated as possible when it comes to food, stimulants, and their environment. If September 13 people can fully relax, pursue hobbies, and perhaps exercise with friends and family, then their longevity can be extended, and will be extended rather. And if not, they may simply burn out from their intense concentration and dedication to work. All right, that was a good health breakdown. Not too crazy, but it was a little bit personalized. Let's get into it. See what it had to say here. Blessed with high energy and drive and good health. All right, burning off what your mind doesn't need and what your body can't use. I like that. That's a new one. It's enviable if all of this applies. Let me tell you, having drive is one thing, but without energy, it's a rough position to be in, and vice versa. Okay, but it makes sense that stress should be avoided naturally. Burning bright and fast probably requires a good deal of decompression at some point, all right? Even powerful engines need an oil change, lest you blow a ring or throw a rod or seize the crank, all right? And there's your car analogy for you. All right, so there's been your health. Let's dive in with some advice. All right. Be sensitive to the needs of those around you. Do not neglect your spiritual self or allow your emotional side to be suppressed, rather. Boy, I'm just reading all sorts of words wrong tonight. Fight your tendency to choose a difficult path and expect a degree of compromise, but not where ultimate goals are concerned. All right. Hey, what do I have to say about your advice? I even had to put it in the book here, too. I ran out of space on the notes. Sensitivity to others. You aren't the center of the actual universe, all right? And I do reckon taking on paths that aren't so difficult is a decent idea. It's nice to see fruition once in a while, okay? Without so much to do, if you like. Why not have some things come to you without much effort? It's nice, right? All right. And sometimes there are those projects that garner the most success and attention. The ones where you didn't have to do anything. You're like, man, how is it so easy? I barely did anything on that one. And it just sent you into the stratosphere. But that said, don't compromise on your goals and stay the course. All right. Stay true to yourself. That's important. All right. That's what I'd say about your advice. Let's take the energy down just a hair and dive in with your meditation. All right, here. Let me clean myself off here because I need to bring the energy down too. Get your meditation right. All right. Running is a kind of melodic flight, accompanied by the feet beating a rhythm on the ground. That was a mouthful. That was a long one. Let's do that one again. Running is a kind of melodic flight, accompanied by the feet beating a rhythm on the ground. All right, that was your meditation. I'm not going to break it down for you. It's your birthday. It's just for you. I'd probably throw some meaning on it that wouldn't serve you. All right, hey, let's get in with your strengths and your weaknesses. All right, your strengths. You're intense, you're devoted, and you're persevering. All right, and your weaknesses. Oh, shoot. It's not blow your nose on camera, is it? I did that, didn't I? Hey, it's one shot, one take. We got to do what we got to do. All right, your weaknesses. We know what mine are. All right. You're off track. Oh, look at that. I got that one too. You're hardened and you're unaware. All right, hey, your strengths and your weaknesses. All right, now let's dive in with those born on this day. And then I like to take a moment with this particular opportunity to examine something that I think affects quite a few of us these days, and that is not being able to find your passion. Now, why do I say that? Because there are a lot of people I meet out in the world asking what they do, and more importantly, if they like it, and they don't. And why is that? Because they haven't had the time to put in the work to figure out what their passion is, what gets them to backflip out of bed in the morning, to get hungry to go after. And like I said, it requires work and time in a lot of cases to figure that out. And so I like to think that by examining those born on this day, seeing what they did, not necessarily examine, but finding out who shares your company on your birthday and what they did and what got them in the book, got them famous, got them put on the map. Maybe if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have any inspiration to do anything or find your passion, you can derive some inspiration. So let's just see what lottery you drew and what they did to get themselves in the book. All right, those born on this day. We start off with Walter Reed, the bacteriologist and pathologist and a U.S. Army surgeon, and he cured yellow fever. And I believe they named a hospital after him. Yeah, how about that? We have Clara Schumann, a German pianist, composer, and wife to Robert. We also have Arnold Schoenberg, who was an Austrian atonal composer, 12-tone system inventor, a cellist, a painter, and a music theorist. Oh, so we got some scientists, musicians, and a wife. We got Claudette Colbert, film, stage, TV actress. Maurice Jarre, a film composer. Mel Torme, a jazz singer and actor. Leonard Feather, who was a British-American jazz critic, producer, arranger, pianist, songwriter, syndicated columnist, radio DJ, writer of Encyclopedia of Jazz. All on one breath right there. And that was a mouthful. We got Oscar Arias Sanchez, Costa Rican president, Nobel Peace Prize winner. Jacqueline Bisset, film actress. Robert Indiana, a pop artist and a painter. We have Bella Carol Yai. Oh my gosh. Carolyi, perhaps. Karolyi. And since I butchered the sin out of that one, it's not done in malice, let me tell you, folks. Let me find her and what she did. Romanian U.S. gymnastics coach and Nadia Komensky's trainer. And I'm probably saying her name wrong, but it's not her birthday, so who cares, right? No, we got to get the names right, and we got to butcher them. And we got to show we had no malice if we butcher them. All right, moving on. We have Jesse L. Lasky, a Paramount Pictures co-founder and a vaudeville cornetist. We have Ronald Dahl, the British short story children's writer of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So recognize one of them. Yeah, we have Milton S. Hershey, the chocolate manufacturer and founder of Hershey, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've been there, Hershey, Pennsylvania. They got Hershey Kisses on all the lampposts. You know, they're fake, but all the lampposts are giant Hershey Kisses. And they alternate between wrapped and unwrapped. So if you ever go, hit the plant, keep an eye out. Yeah, that's right. Hershey, Pennsylvania. All right, here nor there. So maybe start you a chocolate company. All right. We got J.B. Priestley, who was a British essayist, a playwright, and a novelist, and wrote The Good Companions. We also have Sherwood Anderson, a writer of Winsburg, Ohio. We have Mayfair Boy, a British jewel thief, an autobiography of Mayfair Boy, and he robbed a Cartier's as a lark and served 3 years in prison. We have Ernest L. Boyer, an educator, head Carnegie Foundation, and head of, rather. We have John Smith, a British Labour Shadow Chancellor. British Labour Shadow Chancellor, John Smith. And we have Chu Berry, who was a jazz tenor saxophonist. So we had a whole bevy of folks. Chocolatiers, writers. Chocolatier, is that a thing? We also had some musicians and actors. Hey, all sorts of different things to be inspired by. I like the chocolatier one, though. Oh, yeah, get after it. All right, and with that, I think that has been your birthday reading, except to say, Your season is summer, and your sign, once again, is Virgo, of the Virgo III period specifically, and your quality and element is mutable earth. And this has been September 13th, the day of passionate care, from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and you Stelfers. I've got an affiliate link for this book down in the description if you want to pick up your own copy and get through your birthday read quicker than I did. There's other things in here too, not just birthdays. They also have your zodiac signs, periods of the zodiac, all other things too. Any event, hey, that's not what's important here. What's important here is it's your birthday today. That's right. And I want to once again say happy birthday. For everyone else who joined us to celebrate September 13th birthday, I want to say thanks for coming by, and I hope to see you on your birthday for your birthday reading. And once again, lest we forget, your daily numbers. That's right. A 3 and a 5 for an 8. Get out there, let the universe show you it's with you on your path. All right. Happy birthday, okay? And take care of yourself.